second, so I'm not worried about the intro.
That's
Unless you want to
crazy,
watch the
man.
intro.
OBS, man, everybody has problems with OBS all the time.
Yeah, I never had that issue with Streamlabs. I don't ever recall it doing that. Um,
All I see on Twitter is when there's like an update for OBS. Everybody's like, "Do I need to update OBS or not?" Because every time I do, it messes everything up.
it really does. So yeah,
And
we'll
I'm
watch
sitting
this
there
intro
thinking,
real
and
quick.
I'm thinking, that's why I use Streamlabs.
And with that, good evening, Smarter Nights. Welcome back. Joining me is DJ Anime. Because since we had to
Well,
restart
hello
it, might as
again,
well
guys.
do the intro. Because you couldn't hear me the first time. So I'm just going to chop all that out with the highlight and just go.
Yeah.
Cassava. Butt.
Cat butt.
I was not paying attention to the cat.
I know.
See, this part right here reminds me of Nier Automata, the girl in red.
Oh,
Creepy girl.
don't worry. You'll see more of that later.
I'm sure. So, we get to watch all them cutscenes again.
Okay.
But at least the student quality is going good.
You listen to this beautiful song.
Oh, yeah. Goodness. So much emotion. We fight that guy.
Oh yeah. You'll be fighting it.
He's huge. So it shows all the bosses from all the 4 lights. Okay, I see how that is. Unfathomable animation. Sure, it's pretty to look at. It is.
Yeah.
That's why I like anime.
Well, the thing is, once you get to a certain level, you can literally, and once you get to Lenegis and you get to a certain level, you can fast travel back to Dana and do a bunch of stuff there before you do the final dungeon.
Yay, and we will.
Because the final dungeon is a pretty lengthy one.
All right, time to get back to the game. So, we are going to load it, because if I continue, it'll probably sit me right there. Where am I? Come on, get up there. Yeah, right there. All right, here we go. Because we had issues. So, back to the game. We're jumping right into it. Let's go
Something
watch
feels
the
odd here.
cutscenes again.
Be on your guard.
He says that, but there's nothing here.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're voiced.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim.
Well, hello,
It's worth
kitty.
remembering we're heading
What's
into
the
enemy
Ichigo?
territory.
No
Good
offense
evening.
taken. And this is no picnic for me either.
What you do?
Remember, our aim is to ensure that
You want
both
the pet?
Lenegis and the Renan homeworld leave Dana alone for good.
You want the petty?
I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
You gonna lay down?
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
There you go.
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we
What you
found a
doing,
way to make
baby?
it work with
Ichigo?
Shion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us.
You gonna
If
keep me
places like
warm?
Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis. And wherever she is, We should find the Renaissance too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Xion can finally get rid of her thorns. Xion?
Huh? Yeah.
Here you go.
Can't get enough about that breeze in the background.
I
So
know.
peaceful and calming.
Ichigo wants a pet.
Ichigo.
Oh yeah, he's here. He wants his attention right now. Oh, that feel good, yeah.
Ichigo.
Did you hear a voice?
Shion?
Yeah,
Another
okay,
one's-
Ichigo.
Kitty, kitty, kitty.
He keeps looking out the front door. I was like, there's nobody there.
Ichigo, get the cat.
There's not a cat
All right.
out
Where'd
there.
Shion go? How could she
back
just go off on her own?
Yeah, you good kitty. Yes, you are. Oh,
So, now we can get back to
kissy.
where we were.
Yeah.
Xion. Thanks for letting me know about that, Cyber, because that would have pissed me off, knowing that whole time
Yeah, I
and the
know.
stream was on mute. Okay. Here we go. One more time. One more time. Da, 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 da.
Shion. Shion! It's your thorns? But why?
What a shocking development.
I'll say. It's okay.
You okay?
Hey, what's wrong?
Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns.
You're okay.
You can really do that?
Yeah, good. Okay.
Stay out of my
What
way.
a big pink gun.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
Pop my
I
shoulder.
won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again.
What are you doing? Are you purring?
Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case.
Thank you. Yes, I
Go
love
ahead
your
and
kisses.
shoot me!
You're adorable.
Call her bluff, Elfin. And her big pink gun.
You go kitty. You go kitty, kitty. Yeah. Boy.
It's funny that it shoots like plasma stuff, but it also shoots like bullets.
Yes.
Trigger discipline, Xion.
Yeah.
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Rolron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time.
There you go. What you
The
got?
first time was when I was only a child.
What you need?
After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't
You had your
die.
attention for the night now? Okay.
Couldn't die.
Bye, Chico.
So you're immortal? How's that even?
She's immortal.
You're such a good kitty. Yes, you
Immortal
are.
pain in the butt.
But tell me how is
Mitchko
something
almost got
like
a
that
bath
possible?
himself tonight.
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me.
What you doing?
What's up,
I have
SJ?
no
Good
idea
evening.
why.
Hey,
My
SJ.
thorns will never let me die.
So, you missed it.
At least not before
I
I
went the
meant
whole
to.
first 10 minutes up to this point.
Can't die before your death?
No sound.
When my thorns
to
free
redo it all.
themselves, it will be my death.
You don't pass.
I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of
stream wasn't
oblivion I
capturing
can't
sound.
escape.
But luckily, I didn't get too far.
I want to
Cyber
believe
told me.
it's all just a bad dream.
You're okay.
But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
What are you doing?
How you
gonna
doing
sit down,
tonight?
Kat?
If I burn away
I'm
what's
so sad.
inside.
Why? Why are you sad, SJ?
Then what will happen to the rest of me?
What are you doing?
Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die.
Her
But if I am going to
eyebrows look
die,
like somebody just,
I figure I can at
licked their
least take
finger,
my
rubbed
thorns
them
out
on,
with
and
me.
smeared on.
There you
That's
go. Sit down. Oh,
What I've been
okay.
after this whole time.
Did I miss the muted stream?
That's why you
I can
turned your
highlight
back
it.
on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it?
Yeah, me and DJs were
While
just
we've
having
all been fighting
conversation.
to keep on living.
Yeah.
You have been with us fighting
Cyber
desperately
comes
to
in and goes,
die.
I don't hear anything.
Cat, what do you want?
That was the
Your
plan.
treats are over here, honey. Is this what you're
And I
looking
met
for?
all
Your
of you.
treat bag?
And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Aww.
You want a treat? Okay.
Don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still
Okay,
time to.
well.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first. But ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before.
She has the nothingness inside of her.
It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time.
Yep.
But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis. When the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
Ishmelga.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renaissance on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
But that's too much.
Stop
It's way
making me
too
wanna
much.
cry.
when this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Danans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met.
Aww.
Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Hug her tight. Good job.
He doesn't care.
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Elfin,
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen.
The first
can
kiss is
fight
gonna be
this.
magical.
Fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else too.
Shion, what do you want?
It's not that simple.
It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
You're in for a long time. if
No,
keep
you
asking them
won't
what
be
they want.
alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me
Poodles
too.
in.
I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys.
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope. Shion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Shion. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you.
Gonna make her cry.
All of us are.
Gonna make me cry.
You are not alone.
Oh, don't worry. I've already gotten tears. I'm already tearing up. I know what happens.
Kiss her, you fool. Make that first kiss spark.
Oh.
One to remember.
You're all so stubborn.
Says the most stubbornest woman there.
Thank you, everyone. For right now, in a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. So let's go. On to Lenegis.
Get a room.
Got it. That definitely was a teary moment.
Well, okay, now we talked to everyone. And with that,
Now you talked to her.
quick ad break. I'm gonna go make some more tea and then we'll talk to everyone back. Let's do this. So talk to all of the other party members. Darlene, since you're first. Just get one.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I believe Shion is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shion doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands, so many clues, yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life. Or that's what we all thought.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shion in Pelagian. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
You okay, Ichigo?
Right.
Button down.
Ichigo, you gonna lay in the box?
Off the box.
You silly.
Kisara. Talk to me, mama.
How you holding
Oh
up?
God.
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
Oh, that? That was nothing.
Compared to what Shion's going through, you mean? Still, even if you
What?
yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Shion wants to have to see you get hurt by her thorns, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful.
Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being
Wait,
serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shion what we all have. The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted. And it's not right.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants.
Oh,
I
she
have
will.
my own dreams, but a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it.
Ooh, so angry. Off my chair, Jester. King sits here.
Yep.
Love that saying. Rinwell. Notice this.
Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard, how could I?
Oh, my ass been out.
Fair enough.
Shion's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close. I just figured that that was the type of person she was, you know? But it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then, she didn't think she could say anything to us about it.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
I'm sure it made her happy, knowing you were there for her.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as friends, I don't think she could have ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to be the best I can for her. When you think about it, we were all alone in our own way. But over time, we've all found ways to let each other into our lives. I hope Shion's able to do that one day too. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell.
Oh, well said, girl. Well said. There we go. Back. Talk to you again.
You gotta talk to Lala.
La 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 la.
Did you know?
No regrets.
You mean about Shion?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time though, right?
I don't think we're out of the woods yet.
Ichigo.
But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge, and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her, no matter what.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle. Shion, the world, we can save everyone. And I mean it when I say we, Alphen.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think he'd pat me on the back or tell me off?
pat you on the back
Zephyr,
and tell
I
you off.
You're
don't
so
think
funny.
that he'd have that
Ichigo.
much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've already made up your
Okay,
own
I'll
mind
give you
about
one
what
more
you
treat,
want.
okay?
I guess
one
he couldn't
more.
say anything even if he wanted to.
Law,
Sorry. I guess
I mean,
those of
count.
us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with, don't we?
Okay.
We'll need all our strength to save
good?
Shion.
You good
I'll
now?
probably end up worrying again at some point.
You good?
I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
yeah, I think it is.
Now you gotta talk to Shion again.
Yep. Oh, she's always there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kiss her. This is the time to do it.
Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
It's a trick question.
No?
man.
When was that?
Okay.
Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone.
Thanks.
But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that.
No.
I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shion.
But then, I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shion. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Danans and Renans, can finally live in peace.
Pieces.
But I swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
Oh, that sounds like a proposal.
Thank you.
Aw, what a sweet moment.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
Hey, kitty.
Oh, what a nice scene. Members who have left have returned to your party.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go.
Good night.
Well,
Depart for
if there's
Lenegis.
anything you want to do before you board the ship, better do it now.
Yes. It says to rest once more because there's a skit in here.
Huh?
No.
Why are you staring at me?
Oh,
Yeah,
we
there's
thought
one
we'd
of-
turn the tables and critique your appearance for a change.
It's not fair if we're the only ones subjected to it.
What?
What?
Did you guys hear? Apparently, she found that dress of hers in some old ruins.
Alphen, we haven't heard from you yet. Would you care to tell us your verdict?
Sure, I guess. To be honest, when I first saw Shion in that dress, I
Quit it!
was absolutely captivated.
All right, I think that's enough fun for one day.
No. Alright, it says there should be a skit called 3 to Go. Interact with the ship to take off. 3 to go, huh?
I don't remember that skit. That might be one I totally missed.
It's not there.
I don't see it.
Yeah, me either. Oh, right there.
Oh, there it is.
What do you know? Another big fire monster with nothing better to do than get in our way.
I wonder where the rest of those lights ended up landing. It looked like they were pretty scattered.
Well, whatever they're after, let's just hope none of them are anywhere near a city. An ambush on civilians is the last thing we need.
Well, no rest for the wicked, right? Though
Honey,
with
don't
one
grow
down
on
and 3 to go, it
trees.
sounds like our headache is just beginning.
I thought you liked the opportunity to flex your muscles.
Against those things? It's not like I have a death wish. Besides, we've already got our hands full saving the world. Dying stupidly won't be much help to the cause.
Yeah, I guess I can't argue with that logic. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I do remember that skit now that I've watched it.
Ha ha ha. Let's see. We should probably eat too while we're at it. What can I get? We've done just about everything except for some fishing, but we can come back later for fish. All right, let's
something
see.
you haven't cook something that you haven't made before.
How do I know if I made it before or not?
I don't know. I don't think you've made the bolognese.
Probably not. Yeah, let's go with that one.
This is a true masterpiece, no less than culinary art.
He winks.
And the wink.
I would totally not eat that if someone winked at me after they made it.
Hey, you're pretty good at cooking, Dohalim.
Oh,
That's for sure. And rather surprising. I never thought a Renin lord would know how to fix anything on their own.
You flatter me. This dish is nothing special.
I don't know. I'd say this was pretty good.
Yeah. If we ever get back to Calaglia, I'd love the chance to share this with everybody.
All I
I
did was
supposed to do
simply
that
cut
from,
some
long
ingredients
time
and
ago.
let them simmer inside the pot. Most anyone could prepare this recipe.
That's simple, huh? Just throw them in and simmer?
You might be misleading him a bit, making it sound so easy.
I'm certainly not exaggerating it.
If all it takes is putting ingredients in water, I can handle that. I'll have to try it soon.
no spicy.
Huh?
Waffle.
I think it might be better if you didn't, Alphen.
Why not?
And if he
Silent
did,
treatment.
you'd be obligated to eat it.
Don't worry. I'll heal you afterwards.
I don't know whether to feel more sorry for Alphen when nobody believes in him, or myself knowing what's in store for me once I eat his concoction.
Damn.
Isara, let's talk for a bit.
More
Oh my God,
cutscenes.
man.
Thinking some more about how to realize your ideals?
No. Actually, I've been trying not to obsess about it as much as before. I find when I think too much about my ideals, I get hung up on the reality of things and lose sight of what's really important. I know what it's like to go hungry, to lose your family. That should be reason enough to fight for a better society, so nobody else has to. Sorry about that.
Even thinking
Religiously.
about things will make you hungry after a while. You wait here. I'll go whip something up for you.
Oh God, Alphen, don't.
Didn't we just have a conversation about this?
Thanks for the food.
What's so funny?
Nothing. Just impressed at how good of a cook you've become.
Well, we've been on this journey for a while now, so I've had more than a few opportunities to hone my skills.
Yeah, and now I have a good meal in me. There's a simple kind of happiness that comes with that, you know? One that's more powerful and convincing than complicated logic can be.
That reminds me of something Law said, about how talking too much doesn't put food in people's stomachs.
That sounds like Law. But it's true nonetheless. When you get down to it, all you really need is enough food to keep you full and to be surrounded by people you love. Everything else comes second.
Speaking of people you love, I haven't heard you talk about Miguel much lately.
Wow, okay. Way to make me feel like the worst sister ever. But you're right, I haven't. If I'm honest, I think it's because I finally found other people I love just as much. Whatever kind of society we end up having after this, it needs to be a place where I know you all can be happy. That's my starting point for now.
No.
Don't worry. Once I finish folding these clothes, I'll go to sleep.
Shouldn't be folding clothes at all. There's no river. All right.
Rise and shine. We're
Rise
almost
and
ready to
shine.
leave.
Yes. So we're gonna give that a save because we did lots and lots of things. And onward to the ship. Because it's time to head to Lenegis. They cleaned off the vines.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well,
Thought about
after
it,
all the
maybe.
trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... Well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Sounds
Okay.
foreboding. Because your knights are gonna
people.
fall.
We have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good?
You can't handle the truth.
All right. Then let's go.
Such a good movie, though.
Yes. Yes, it is. Oh, good. They cleaned it. When the hell they get time to watch it?
I don't know. It's video game logic.
There's literally like no water around them.
Zoom.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. No one knows how to fly a spaceship, but they certainly doing it. Autopilot.
Pretty much.
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective.
Guess Kasara doesn't get motion sickness.
Kinda makes
in
the
space.
differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
The party disbanded.
Everything okay,
I get to
Shion?
talk to everybody
You
again.
seem a little
More
different.
cutscenes.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
The music has the Back of the Future music. Da da da
Yeah,
da
you noticed
da
that
da.
too,
Huh?
Valkos mentioned that during one of his Let's Plays, and I was like, after I heard it, after I watched his, I was like, it does.
It does. I noticed it before, but I'm like, he played it again. I'm like, yeah, it totally Back to the Future.
It totally does.
All right, so let's talk to everyone. More cutscenes.
Is something wrong?
No. I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even someone like you can get homesick, huh?
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me though, you too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that
That's
frighten
an
you?
understatement.
Well,
Yeah.
it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more pressing matters to address. Come back and speak to me when you finish looking around the ship.
Sure.
Yeah, sure, Dohalim.
Shion.
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What was life on Lenegis like back then? You know, before you came to Dana.
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole life, for as long as I can remember. They called it treatment, but in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean, they experimented on you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something. Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched. Helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse. But then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you relive that.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live. But why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? How is that even right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that has to include saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting for all along, isn't it?
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? This fight is yours too, Shion. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. Now I see it. The true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Danon victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
You bet we can pull it off. We have to. It's the only hope we have of things ever changing.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this. Together.
Hey, touch her. Touch the hand, man. Touch the hand. Alright. Hey, livestock's done.
Yeah, you can do
Wait a
that.
little
You
bit.
can do that here in a little bit.
Oh, wow. Man, no. Oh, they think we talking to each other.
Hey, Alpin, listen to this! So Law and I were just talking and...
Hey, shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, you know, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dana in one piece, remember?
300 years ago.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good point. If you think so, Alpin, it must be okay. Don't you agree, Law?
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alphin. It's just wrong, okay?
It's wrong to fly. We shouldn't be going to space, man.
Oh, good old Law.
The entrance. Quick, open it. You get sucked down. Ah. End game. The other game needs to be like weapon and item dispensers. Cryopods.
You gotta find Kasara now.
Oh, look, 6 cryopods, and there's like 6 of us. I just got ads coming up, so I'm gonna run those and. Alright, let's do it.
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Nothing like being at sea, thank goodness.
Glad to hear it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. That should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while we're down there.
Yup.
Alphen? Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lenegis, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that mean you were inside for 300 years?
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
I think
That's
it might be
definitely
choice.
quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you meant to or not, I sure am glad that it's this century that you finally woke up in.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but... Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left Menancia? About the dream of coexistence, and needing to learn what it entailed?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right? To learn what you couldn't at home.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now. and those still to come. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Danans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks.
Come back in time.
At least until we've dealt with
Yeah.
the Red Woman.
I know.
Marty, we got to go back.
Whatever we find
Back
when we
to
get
the-
down there, I'm through
Back
looking
where?
the other way.
Back to the future.
Sora.
Geology
Probably
rocks,
getting a
but
little ahead of
geography is where
myself,
it's at.
huh? Let's take things one
Geography.
step at a time.
Yeah. Geography. I mean, yeah. That. Alright. I'm spoken over and return to the bridge and... One more cutscene!
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegis.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegis was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dana. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent society. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dana even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renan ladder is considered superior to being a Danan. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shion?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
Honesty is the
Jeez,
best policy.
give backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you? He is! Lost blushing!
Oh,
I am
he's
not.
teasing him.
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this red woman, are we expecting to find her on Lenegis?
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dana, we need to take it back at all costs.
That red woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
We're about to land.
Danger, Will
The
Robertson.
descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shion, we'll find them.
We're back to the future we go. It's like a mechanical planet.
Well, yeah, kind of.
Definitely not organic. Maybe. Talk about geology.
There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Wouldn't that, like, notify them that you're there?
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
That answers your question?
Yeah.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
Well...
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Sounds good to me.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
Well,
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a Sovereign in our midst.
2. 1.
In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone.
Sure. Members who left your party have returned.
Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renans.
Jesus.
The capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less. Who knows what we'll find on the other side?
I know. More cutscenes.
Thinking about what could be lurking out here is giving me the heebie-jeebies.
For such a loudmouth, you sure can be a worrywart at times.
Oh, I'm sorry. How stupid of me for wanting us to stay safe.
Would you two children stop squabbling? Or do you want everyone to know we're here?
So how many Renans actually live in this place?
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect. Machines and Zeugles take care of most of the city's basic functions.
There's Zeugles out here too, huh? Sounds like we can't afford to let our guard down after all.
Nope. Alright. So, onward. There's a lot of talking, so let's give that a save. The world is burning.
yes. We're now in crazy world.
Welcome to Lenegis, the burning city.
Yeah, well, it's definitely not in the best of shape right now.
What in the world?
This being Renan territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When
Entire thing
Lenegis
shifting?
changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior, too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Oh boy.
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
Oh boy.
I'll never forgive you.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed
Just
with
got
her.
here, so.
If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself. Okay, Do?
Do, 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 do.
So who's Faria?
Law?
Oh boy.
Right to the point.
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
While we're at it, we could ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of Danans poking their noses around.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two.
Okay.
The Danans among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak out?
I shall explain it away by saying I'm leading you.
What are we, dogs?
What could be so important? It's worth destroying people's livelihoods and homes in the process. It's just... unbelievable. Uprooting an entire city as if it were mere building blocks. Someone's got an awful lot of questions to answer.
From how it looks, they must be siphoning off astral energy from Dana, and then sending it to Rena.
But why do all this? What for? Surely they can't be using all that energy for the crown contest.
Whatever their purpose, disrupting their siphoning process alone won't be sufficient. Not while we still don't know what their endgame is.
He's right. We need to stop this from happening ever again.
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers, right? So what are we waiting for? Let's get moving!
You heard him. We don't have time to stop and chat. Let's move.
That's right, we don't have time. But we have
Well,
time
the
for
game
another
says you
skit.
do.
So, I've been wondering, do you think when Lenegis was built, it was even made with people living here in mind?
What do you mean?
Well, none of this happened by coincidence, right? They must have designed it to transform like this. But then, if they knew people were going to live here, you'd think they would have taken that into consideration, to avoid all this chaos.
Ordinarily, yes. You'd think so. Trust me,
Probably forgot.
as far as we were concerned, Lenegis was our home, nothing more. No one knew about all this. It makes you wonder whether the city was just built on as an afterthought. But if so, to what exactly?
Sorry. That probably sounded weird, huh?
Not at all. Sometimes it takes an outsider's eye to help you notice what you've been missing all along. This place is a mystery, that's for sure. Something tells me we'll find answers where we're going, though.
Yeah, you're right, Shion. I'm sure we will.
Good? Alright. With that, look at all the stuff. All
Yep.
right.
You get to go around, explore, and talk to people with stars on their head.
Alright, let's see.
Listen to this interesting music in the background.
Oh, yeah. Alright, where we
Alright.
at? Let's see. North. Person probably needs healed, so we'll go this
Yep.
way. Not the children. Hello, old man.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zugals have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
I wonder.
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
Duty.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Yeah, concerned about the crown contest is, yeah, it's
No longer a thing.
no longer a thing.
Alright.
There are items. Oh, there you go.
Exploding everywhere. Better technology. From strawberries in space. Shion Hyo. Fancy parfait recipe. Nice. New recipe.
Everything will be okay now.
It's
I know
even
the
better when you
basics
can
of
get
healing
recipes
arts,
just
but
by
my
healing
skills
somebody.
pale in comparison.
Thank you. Recipe from space.
That's actually a pretty good recipe. I don't remember what it does, but it's pretty good.
Your lordship. Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
Lily behind you.
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the Lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time.
Responsible for the incident up here. Looking for items. Obviously, you gotta do that.
Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome.
How do you know what
I
part
was
you're
hoping
at?
to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renan, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent, which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth, that Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah, that one guy even said his Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
There isn't.
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
No, I haven't.
Because there isn't.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
Like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign. Though, it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what to believe.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Danon. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganeth Haros.
That should finish up in a second.
Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions.
A hell of a long
Ones
skit.
that it seems will remain unanswered, until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dana, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it.
Are we done? Oh my god!
No, but you
Long
gotta get to
cutscene.
watch.
That was so long. Ugh. I got ads playing. So.
You got another skit to watch once you get back.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing it very much. I'm just gonna chill out. Stretch my back out. I did a chiropractor today. He's like, "How you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10?" About a 7. Okay. How you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? With 10 being the worst. I'm like, oh, about 4. I was like, well, details, specifics matter.
Didn't really, you didn't specify there, Doc. I mean,
Yeah, usually the higher means you feel better. And basically, we had a whole conversation regarding housing and warming and the benefits, the pros and cons of different heating elements. Like, the most efficient is propane, while propane's the most expensive. Then it goes to natural gas, electric, or oil then electric, or some stuff like that. But he has some, like, I forget what he called it, flooring, but the floor warms up instead of like baseboard heats and such like that. Is floor warms. So the floor is always around 80 degrees. I was like, that makes sense, because your floor is always warm. Since heat rises, that heat's always rising up. I was like, I'm gonna have to look into something like that. Alright, welcome back everyone. After that super long cutscene. Obviously we gotta go that
well,
way.
you got another cutscene to watch.
Oh, another skit!
I didn't realize Renans oppressed their own kind, too.
And yet,
Another one, too.
weirdly, none of them seem to mind. Am I the only one who finds that strange?
It is the way things have always been, so no one thinks to question it. You have experience in that regard yourself, do you not?
Unquestioning acceptance of your own
Dogs are
servitude.
outside barking.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Even so, The quality of life here seems much higher than any Danon city we visited. I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal society without wealth. But I suppose having it doesn't always mean people are treated fairly either.
More to the point, not a single citizen seems to have even heard of the Red Woman.
What if she's not here? What if it turns out we're looking in the wrong place entirely?
It's still too early to say anything for sure.
For all we know, she might be able to blend in, move around unnoticed. I say we hold off judgment until we've exhausted every avenue.
Look how short that cutscene was.
Oh, another one.
Tell me, Dohalim, has that skill of yours got a name?
And what skill would this be, pray tell?
You know, when you're talking to people around town. The way they suddenly become putty in your hands.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
I do. It's called friendly intimidation. Look imposing and speak in a deep, booming voice, and presto, you'll have people wrapped around your finger in no time.
Yeah.
I would never stoop to such scandalous tricks. Any feelings of intimidation are solely in the eye of the beholder.
So there is a knack to it! How do you learn it? Can anyone do it?
Now you've got me curious. Is there special training to master?
Let's see. An obsession with being elegant is a must. Oh, and it helps to be old-fashioned, too. Bonus points if you speak in a way no one can understand.
If you've a bone to pick with me, it'd be quicker to just come out and say it.
What?
Yeah.
They look up to you, that's all. I'm just helping them along.
Oof.
Hey! What's got into Alvin and Law all of a sudden?
I can barely understand a word they're saying. And what's with the weird poses? Was it something they ate?
I hope you're willing to take the blame for this one.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so seriously. I'll go and have a word with them.
Come on, I wanted to see him.
Oh Lord, some of the skits are great. They're hilarious. They're
Just
so
reminds
funny.
me of All Ranger from Final Fantasy XIV. He speaks in an old English style, with an accent and elegant, and he sways like Dovaline. Dovaline. I can't say his name anymore. But, not like, why do you speak a thou like it's the ancient times of the centuries? It's like, doth now laugh lie? I'm like, what?
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do. I mean, there's sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dana.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now. Balsif, Cannabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But seeing Renans in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegis. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us.
Side quest. Renans and their lords.
Yep, there are side quests in this area, in this place to do.
Alright,
So
see, while passing through the Adventure Zone 16 of Lenegis, speak with the Renans, the groups stop and ponder. The Lord yada yada yada. You can now speak with the following NPCs to complete the sub-quest for your reward. Renan Man in the southwest corner. Literally all the green dots.
yeah, pretty much all the stars.
Lord. It's Balsaf.
Well, he's gone.
Yeah. No wonder he comes from Salt Balsef. His last name is Tilides. Tididis.
Yeah, I know, right?
Tididis.
I know.
Yes!
Yes, it's that guy. Excellent. Same voice actor.
Excellent.
In normal RPGs, he would end up on this place somehow.
Yes!
So there's 3 here and 2 in the previous.
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
So even he might have had something he wanted to protect.
The water's not working. So that's the way we came. I might have to go back there. She's a giddy one.
Yeah, I know, right? Alvin's sitting there going like, what the?
It's like, yep, she's definitely a fan.
I guess she intended to.
So long.
Wow.
God.
Okay, stop. Spread
it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the
I was
lines
gonna
were
say,
down so
don't
she
do
couldn't.
that.
It
I was gonna
almost sounded
stop
like
you,
she
but
was
never mind. I was like,
praising
no,
them, too.
don't talk to
Maybe
her
there was
again.
more to the guy
Repeating
than
the
at
same
first
shit.
glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
Yeah. Let's see, items. Oh, this is where we came in at.
Yeah,
This is
where you
oh,
came
this is
in.
where
You
we've
gotta go
been.
through the- you gotta
I
go
thought I
through
went to
that.
a new area.
No, you're not into the new area yet.
It's like this looks vaguely familiar.
What?
Ugh. Lord Cannibal.
I think many think him a cruel man.
Mm-hmm.
It's barbaric.
Mm-hmm.
You talk too much, you're boring.
Ganabelt was so horrible to people. Yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that
Now you
seem
gotta
just
go
a
back
little
to that question.
inconsistent?
Now you get to go back and talk to that person
I'm
again.
perhaps biased in this matter,
Still
I
two more
admit.
people.
However,
Oh,
in
yeah.
my
Oh,
mind,
yeah.
while all lords vie to become the next
that's-
sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
It should be zone 4. Alright. What do we got here? those two.
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed. The effects of Lenegis' transformation appear to be less
Look above
pronounced
you.
here. Or, viewed another way, this area was simply luckier.
Kind of cool looking.
Yes.
Pardon me.
No. No.
Well, aren't you a rude one?
Huh, no wonder.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right, too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
Posing?
I have no idea.
You saved my life. I would have been a goner if I had you not arrived when you did, my lady. Another old man.
Ridiculous. Okay.
Oh, so he knows about his death now? Or supposedly death? Oh, never mind. That's a different person.
He's talking about.
Yeah, I thought he was talking about Vorwan.
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganeth Haros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you. Because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the Lords were all people, too. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danon doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Xion and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else.
Okay. Side quest completed. All right, now what here? Head east and find a chest. Sheep eats and speak with the elder. Oh, okay. There is. Wait a minute. Bah.
Bah.
Make your way southeast to find a great. Southeast. That's right.
Pretty much around that whole area. Yeah, you can look around this whole area for stuff.
What's this thing?
It's a grape gel.
It's a very expensive grape gel.
More cutscenes.
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfricht Milgras, the former lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfricht whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegis?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegis from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
Never thought about it.
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renin by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
So my guess is Alma Cord provides them the sovereign power. Then they go to Renin, which come to find out they're used as a power source, and when they die, I guess that thing probably gets absorbed into the world or something like that, and then thus the previous sovereign dies and they have to repeat the process, and this is probably what, every 20, 30 years? Maybe, give or take. That's my guess.
Maybe?
That's just my guess. Alright, to the pass. It's off to the Forbidden Zone. Make sure to check the general store to craft new weapons and purchase armor. The rest stop at the end to cook meals. There's something like that? No. Forbidden Zone? Doesn't sound real forbidden if we had a bunch of stuff in that now.
Doe?
Uh-oh.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
Far.
But
Yeah.
why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still...
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit.
Ooh.
But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Oh.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else.
Like
You're just a coward!
She can't really cope with her emotions, so she just lashes out. Uh-oh.
Oh, fucking hell, that's so freaking creepy!
It is. The black eyes, the red dress.
Yeah. And how she snuck up behind her, I was like, oh, fuck.
Good jump scare.
Dohalim.
I apologize
Trust
that you
me,
had to witness that.
it made me jump when I played.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
Everybody hurts.
Yep.
Okay, what we got here? Oh, yeah, that way. It's down this way. Nice to be a king.
Yeah, you can definitely get turned around in this place. There's like so many ways to go.
Your water's not working there, buddy.
Yeah, I know, right?
Try icicles.
Try ice.
Freeze the fire.
I see a treasure box.
Orange gel.
Okay.
Right. All right. Civilian Park Zone. Look, it's an inn.
Yep. Just look for items while you're running around.
Exactly what I'm doing.
Actually, there's something behind those people, I think.
No.
Nope. I thought I saw something shiny, but never mind.
Yeah, I did too. That's why I went back and looked the first time.
It's hard to find this stuff in this area because it's like blends in.
It really does.
Finally.
I found some tofu.
What is it?
I found an
Yeah, you
ingredient
can
for that
make a
new
recipe
recipe.
now.
What? Oh, I guess, yeah, we never really did find tofu before.
Nope.
All these people are supposed to have some type of art power, and only like 3 people are putting out fires.
I know. It's like, wait a minute, aren't y'all supposed to be able to do that?
More cutscenes!
Wow.
that's
This
a
place
pretty
is
area.
beautiful.
Yeah. It must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
Hi, Dallas.
You think? Man, these Renan sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnagan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnagan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed.
Yikes.
Dun dun dun.
Despite Faria's lower class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnagan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagan and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagan had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her
Ads.
to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnagan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait. Don't tell me she doesn't know.
Nope, she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less, she would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty, instead I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
Yep.
But
you did.
If you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Xion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right.
It'll be fun. Uh-oh.
Sus.
Oh
Alvin,
boy.
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
I noticed during that cutscene my pants are inside out.
What?
Yeah, I'm wearing PJs. I was like, what is this flap thing? Oh, it's pockets. I can't dress myself. Alright, what do we got here?
Oh boy.
I've known the truth about Owen's past, sought to find the Forbidden Zone. Make sure to check the general store. We shall.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
I mean, I can check my ranch from space.
Yup.
Very well.
I was eating a cupcake.
At what are those snack bars?
A yellow cupcake with chocolate icing. Got it from the grocery store. The grocery store here has some really good cupcakes.
Alright, I can make that one.
I think that's the highest you can go, or the ones that are, that's the highest you get. Yes.
Can't do Xion yet. Need a dark mane. Can make that. I need dark manes. I can make that. I think that's the one I need for to turn in.
I think it is too. That weapon that you got for outfit is really cool looking.
We're undoubtable.
Those shields that she has are very, very pretty.
So weird. Yeah, I want that one. Bus items. Sell.
Block with a fence.
Right, that's how Clavitz. That's the idea.
Oh, what was that? I was gonna say, check your armor. If there's anything new you can buy.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of stuff. I don't want to buy stuff. Oh yes.
Stay out of my yard.
Stay out of my yard. Get out of my yard.
There goes all the money.
Yeah, I mean that one's got more. What is that, sorcerer? Or
No,
something?
I wouldn't get that one. You don't need that one.
I don't know. The stat downs for the 48 plus is actually a good trade-off. Because it's minus 5% defense. I'm not sure what the other one is. Like, it doesn't really tell you what each one of those are, but it's alright. I'm gonna need it. Oh, you can buy heavy treats. And treats! I'm so broken. Scrape gels.
Yep, you can buy pretty much everything in here.
I'm broke, so. Not yet. I can still sell my armor. So, how you doing tonight, Clavitz? hear you, Cat, but you ain't coming up here.
Huh?
So what kind of accessories can I make? 3 freeze. Win. CP cost minus 10%. Those would be nice.
Checking Valkos's progress.
Airdrop rate, increase aggro. A lot of those CP net minus would be great. I guess you probably have to completely unlock them all to be able to trade them. Like to move one ability onto another one.
I think so.
I'm getting ready to leave for the States next week. Awesome. Welcome back, buddy. Let's see. I've only ever done like 2 of these things, but I'm just like holding on to everything until I get all the stuff I need.
To be honest, I didn't really do much with accessories. I created some, kept the same ones on everybody most of the whole game.
Increase aggro, cast time.
Is your winter freeze finally over? Not where well, it's come, well.
I have a little snow that's supposed to come in today. So those negative 10% things would be great for healers. Because I was looking at one, if you can get 5 of those on 2 items, it saves a lot of CP for those healing users.
Well.
No, Zoe, go down. Get down, Zoe.
Well, where I live, it's more like the weather can't pick a temperature. It goes from 70 degrees down to 40, all the way down to 40 degrees. And then the next week it's supposed to be like lows in the 20s again. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. And a lot of those counterattack damage ups increases damage dealt to attacking enemies by 30%. So that just means you don't have to counter them. It just means that they're attacking you. You deal more damage to them.
I get to get ready for the spring thunderstorm season where I live. That's going to be fun, exciting.
Come back, man. It's just so much. Alright, that's good enough. I'll make something later.
Have you guys checked your equipment?
Alright, let's see.
I don't know what that, you got a new recipe. I don't know what it does, but.
Oh yeah, was that parfait or some shit?
Yep.
That one. Elemental attack up. Milk eggs, I need lots of eggs. Been making chickens.
Make curry. You haven't made curry yet.
The curry? How do you remember this?
I just know.
Alright. I like CP after battle anyways.
That's the one that you needed tofu for.
This is great. The taste and aroma will blow everyone away.
But to replace the nectar with the rainfall? Oh yeah. They say apple showers bring May flowers.
After
or some
mastering
stuff
countless
like
recipes and gathering enough ingredients to last a lifetime,
he has a skip
I
with it.
finally cooked my greatest, grandest masterpiece. Mabo curry!
Mabo curry!
This is a specially made, one-of-a-kind batch. It contains only the best combination of spices, chosen after a lot of trial and error.
Your...
spices.
I think I'll have some later after everyone else. I'm not that hungry right now.
Are you sure?
It
You
does
get out of
smell
there
pretty tasty
in
now that
about
you
more.
mention it.
Yeah.
The heat from the spices is intense, but not persistent, so it's easy to go back for seconds.
You're making a good case for your curry, Alphen. What the hell? Serve me up.
God.
Oh, wow. This is actually good.
To be honest, I'm a little scared how my stomach will handle all these spices later.
Yeah.
But they really do bring out the flavor.
Indeed. The spiciness has been so finely tuned.
How long you been in
dare
Canada?
say you've made true
Clemens?
art, Alphen.
Right? I knew you guys would like it.
Like it? I love it! This is delicious, man!
Law, really? Don't talk with your mouth full.
There's plenty for everyone, so eat as much as you like.
Oh, God.
No.
Alphen's like, I made my masterpiece.
Alright. So that a save. And onwards to the Forbidden Zone. Nah, your typing's fun. Got the gist of it. Let's see. Alright, here we go. Getting ready to leave for the States next week. How long you been up there this time? Oh, hi.
Damn it. Lenegis soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight. Oh,
I am Lord Dohalim of Elda Menancia. I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they've got one.
Dragon.
Glacial spear.
Oh, I finally learned Shooting Star.
Please, you get the gist.
Boom, 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 boom.
You get the gist.
Yes.
The flame. That's my cue.
Shut him down!
Searing flame. Reload.
Bastard, leave me alone.
The magic is there.
It's almost too strong.
I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this. Deus Roar.
ready and ready. I'll smash you!
Like in the sky.
Light burst forth!
Radiant
That was
Genesis.
me earlier, man. So, earlier today I went to go get, gas. And go look at a house. So, went off, got to go get gas. Went to, Circle K. Gas pump. Like, most of them are closed. Every time I pulled up to one, closed. I finally found one that was open.
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
I'll finish after this.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros.
I wouldn't want to move live in Canada anyways. The weather up there
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Way too cold for me.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of
I
letting us
wouldn't want
know.
to live there, that's for sure.
What with the Red Woman,
sure
the
this is
For the heck, I
Sovereign,
don't know
and
about
Volron.
visiting might be a
We're
different
starting
story,
to
but
develop
living
quite
there,
the growing
no.
list of adversaries. At
Canada's
least we'll
not
know
that
to
bad.
keep our wits about us.
Find some nice areas.
Depends on what area it is, though.
So yeah, went to go get gas, and then all the pumps are closed. The only one that's open has one handle, and it's unleaded, but it's no ethanol. So I'm like, all your pumps are basically down. So I put a little bit in the car because I realized after I started pumping, it's $4.50 a gallon. I got 6 gallons and it's like $30 already. I'm like, eh. It's like, and then I just ended up going to Sheets. I've been up there enough to realize it's not too bad. I'm sure it's definitely got stairs. I mean, you get to the ones like around Michigan and such like that, like across. I'm sure it's not that bad.
Too cold for me. We're too cold up there. I can't handle the cold weather. I hate cold weather. For the hell with me going to Canada in freaking wintertime.
Yeah. I'll go up there to visit winter.
No, I'm not going to go visit Fan in the wintertime. It's too cold where she lives.
Who goes?
Out of our way! The flames will
I'm from the south. I don't like the cold.
A whirling struggle.
Your reflexes will not serve you well here.
Lunar blast!
Heck, if I go anywhere to Canada, I'm not going to Canada anytime soon. It'll probably be like, it's anytime. It'll probably be somewhere like close to the States.
I'll trip it up.
Healing circle!
Smash you!
Thanks, Dan!
You see what happened there is you crossed me.
I'm
Shouldn't have done that. Stalagmite! I'll crush you!
I like cold.
Apparently,
It's my Nordic blood.
Driving around to Canada like takes hours and hours to get anywhere. So I don't know. That sounds weird up there. You have to drive hours and hours to get somewhere.
Well, if you live in the cities, then it's like normal.
Winds of heaven! Burst forth!
Stalagmite! Rending you apart!
I don't know where, Fan lives in like Regina, so I have no idea what's up there to do.
Do it! Outfit! In an instant!
I gotta be this is the country. That's in the country, but even then, any highways that you can drive pretty fast. Where does she live?
Fan lives in Regina. She lives in Saskatchewan.
You're big. Oh my god.
Go no further!
The mantis all over again.
Hey, Clavin, what do you mean about ooh?
Oh, he's gonna eat me. I have a weak spot.
I don't get how come people say it takes them hours to get somewhere. It's like Pickle.
Well,
Pickle
depending where you live in
like,
Canada. I mean, Canada is not that populated.
Where he lives. He lives in the middle of apparently nowhere. Apparently he has to drive like 2 hours or 2 or 3 hours to get to like the nearest someplace or another. I'm like, she's crazy.
You get the gist. Blah blah blah. Burning strike.
What's wrong with Saskatchewan?
A whirling struggle.
Now I'm in the groove.
Winds of heaven.
Frickin' does it! Down on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Texas, you can drive hours and not be anywhere. Depending where you go. But yeah, Canada's a very low populated country. So, no, Zoe. I know, sweetheart. Hi.
Yeah, but if I wanted to go to Toronto, it's like, it'd take me hours to get from where to get anywhere from like to go anywhere in Canada. You got to go to another province. It probably takes several hours.
You get the gist. Eagle fire. You get the gist. Burning strike. Music pull myself together. You get the gist. Air thrust.
First strike.
A whirling struggle. Winds of heaven.
No further. First strike.
Healing circle. I never miss. Cyclone. Magic and Aelier's not
Oh, ooh.
It's time to finish this.
Spaces between one another, that is. Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of land. That's why, because it's got a shit ton of land.
Thanks so much.
Being interrupted. Freaking captivity. This one's mine.
I know it's passport to go anywhere anyways, so that, I don't have that done. I only have that.
Crush you!
passport soon. Mass up to. They have 10-year ones. I think they have 5-year ones.
Oh, I've never had one. So I've never had to go. I've never gone out the country. So.
I've done it once because I went to a cruise.
Now you see what I can do.
But for me to fly to Canada, it would cost me an arm and a leg to fly to Canada.
Where you drive?
Oh, hell with that.
Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
So you can find plane tickets.
I don't know. Last time I looked at plane tickets to fly to for family, it would cost me
Rocking me.
a ton of money.
Yeah, it used to be cheaper code. We're like, well, the dangers.
We may be a touch beyond our depth.
We barely got a look at the thing.
I don't want to know it. I looked up how to I mean, it would cost for DP to fly from the UK to here. It's cheaper for him to fly to the UK to here than for me to fly to Canada.
That enemy looks strong. I bet it'll be...
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
Bring him down!
Not on my watch!
That may prove a thorn in our side.
Easter! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! I can do this all day!
Leave the ensnaring to
A
me.
whirling struggle!
And the pummeling to me!
Winds of heaven! Burst forth! Cyclone!
Freaking does it!
Go get him! In here!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Oh, I agree, man. I would love to see some bullet trains through the. It'd be so much cheaper.
Armor won't save you!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
You can accompany it with confidence, especially at railways.
A whirling struggle!
Can't get out of this! Blow him down!
Annihilation! Hear me! Flame of steel! Glacial spear! You piercing! Do it! Another fist! The flames roar! Law!
Demons descend! Flashing fang!
The flames roar!
Tough.
There's always room for improvement.
Pissed off Zoogles.
This is a good way of leveling up, though.
Shortcake recipe.
Out of our way!
It's time.
All the weapons make one! Come forth, healers of purity!
Super swallow!
Steel! Glacial spear! Pierce evil! Freeze blade! Divine speed! I'll heal you all! Too much to handle? Healing flame roar!
And for me to fly to Canada, I have to fly out of like the international airport. It could be either Atlanta or Nashville.
In a bind?
Dance in the wind! Will this help? Dance in the wind!
I can carve through walls!
Air thrust! Healing circle!
I'm on it!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Annihilation!
I've actually never been to Canada. I've been out of the city, like the States. I went to a cruise, but I got ads, so I'm gonna keep fighting.
Impact.
We managed to pull through.
How do I get across? Oh, it's that way. Oh, shit.
Those soldiers don't seem to have
I'm
any
not
qualms
gonna.
about
Oh,
attacking
fuck.
Get lost!
Leave me alone. Always a big one.
Oh, get a call! Oh, shit!
I think I'll pass on the handshake. Air thrust! I'll tear you apart! Dance in the wind!
Ignite!
Air thrust! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! I'm all wrapped up! Annihilate! Raging lightning!
Incantation ruined. Carve through armor.
Annihilation! Dance in the wind!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Eat this!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! A chain between heaven and
In a
earth.
bind?
A wailing banshee of lightning!
That frickin' does
Very
it!
tough, man.
Magic is
That
down!
frickin' does it!
Burning strike! Burning strike!
Bloody hell! What's this? I'll crush you!
Yes, crush him, crush him, crush him.
Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
But yeah, Clevis, I agree with you. I would love to see our train system get revamped. Oh, hell, our trains freaking have brake systems from the 1800s. You know, international trains, stuff like that, would be great. You can get a lot more travel in with it.
This one's mine!
Magic is there! Burning strike! You get this! Burning strike! Lunar Penumbra!
Forgive me.
Ah,
I'm
Jesus.
real mad!
Actually, I think I can do this.
From beyond, imbue this banquet
The flames will roar! Burning strike!
Now I'm in trouble!
Doubling! Ow, can you get me all that before? Holy shit!
Crush you! Lightning reflexes!
Who would benefit from it? Oh, yeah.
This one's all mine! No further! Don't suffer in silence!
The flames will roar! Burning
I couldn't make it in time.
Bring you back from death to this! I'm ready! The flames
I've used too much.
Burning!
Wow, these guys are tough.
The magic is there! Better!
Rending you apart!
Close one! Gotcha!
Far enough! Bloody
The
howling!
flames will roar! Burning!
That frickin' does it!
The magic is there! Burning!
Heal my weary
Dance in the
companion!
wind! Air thrusters!
Anything in armor is all
Why are you
mine!
so fucking tough? Like, is my level?
The flames!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes!
Shouldn't do your level, because that thing's only level 44.
The flames will roar! Burning!
It's on! That frickin' does it!
Burning! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Dance in the wind! Air
I must remember my limits.
thrust!
Demons descend! Flashing fang!
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
We'll come back. I got this thing, so I want to knock out
Let's dispose of the trash. A whirling struggle. Winds of heaven! Burst forth!
Take this!
Cyclone!
A showdown
A
between
whirling
blade and
struggle.
fist!
I'll heal you all! Winds of heaven! Burst forth!
No
Healing
time to
circle!
break this down.
Cyclone! I need to pull myself together. Hear me! Flame of...
Should have meant with
heaven
me.
and earth.
Penumbra!
A wailing banshee of lightning! Healing circle! Divine savior! A chain between heaven and earth!
I'll crush
Smack
you!
me again.
Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Sorry for a little bit.
Don't suffer in silence. The enemy wields arc too.
We'll soon see about that!
Take this!
A whirling struggle! Your ult!
Illuminati!
Glacial spear! Dance in the wind! Air freeze lancer!
Far enough!
Raging cascade! Spread! Raging All disasters made one. Come forth as a flame you roar. Burning strike, dance in the wind. I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this.
No problem, Clevis. Thanks for stopping in, man. I appreciate it. It's good to see you.
Have a good one, Clevis.
Thank you. Air thrust. Dance in the wind. Air thrust.
I need to be stronger.
You will too. Alright, so after we fight these guys, I can go back.
Coming through.
The flames will roar. A whirling struggle. Winds of heaven. Burst forth. I can't let the hatred consume me. I can handle it. Now for something special. The flames will roar. Burning strike.
Now you see what I can do!
My shield. The flames will roar. Burning strike.
Of regeneration!
All disasters made one. Come forth, healing of fury.
Incantation ruined.
Maelstrom.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
That's so much. It's not just nice. Come on, move!
Do it.
All yours, Kisara.
Will this hurt?
Oh, dude.
Here's a healing art. The flames will roar. Burning strike. Magic is there. Burning strike. Mega rampage. By the power of water. Dance in the wind. Air thrust. Annihilation. Dance in the wind. Air thrust.
Heal my weary companion. Armor won't save you.
You get the kill. Air thrust.
On your knees.
See what happened there as you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that. Can't get out of this.
Not in your dreams. A whirling struggle. Winds of heaven. First force.
I'll finish you here and now.
Hailing flame of fury. Dance in the wind. Pierce the blood. Dance in the wind. Air thrust. Too much to handle. Dance in the wind. Air thrust. Dance in the wind. Air thrust. A whirling struggle. Winds of heaven. Burst forth. Cyclone.
You're mine!
Being interrupted.
Dance in the wind. Air thrust.
Take force. Mission.
Air thrust. Healing circle. I'm all stuffed up.
Watch
I'm ready. Go get him.
I can carve through
That'll
armor.
bring you down.
Benediction light.
So tricky.
I think I use Alpha a lot against these guys.
Everyone's still in one piece?
I think they're weak. I think they don't like. I don't think they like fire too much.
Alright. Now all that's done, I can maybe fight one more. Come on, make it. Holy shit, that's a lot.
Oh my god. You're like, oh, I can do that. Oh shit, that's a lot of.
Winds of heaven.
I'm trying to not let my thing die.
It's like trying to keep up with a wall. A whirling struggle. Winds of heaven. Flame of fury. Dance in the wind. Air thrust. Raging cascade. No more playing night. A whirling struggle. Winds of heaven. First force.
Oh, not a bird.
A whirling struggle. I'll heal you all. Winds ready and quick. Healing circle. Cyclone.
The healing circle, kill a piece of it.
One more. The flames will roar. In here. Healing saving. This one's alive.
Sword Lane Alpha.
Roll away. Cyclone. I can do this all day. Radiant love here. The flames will roar. Burning Hamara. Magic is there. Sleep now.
I'll burn it all!
The big one.
Yep, the second one.
Flaming pillar! Fire! Oh! Look sharp!
Lightning tiger bite.
Yeah, boy.
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Do it! Doubling!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Oh, rough. All right.
Good job.
My exploits are bearing fruit.
A lot of crystals.
Yeah, there's a lot of crystal in here.
Let's see. Not that. Not that. Not that. Let me go this way.
$21,000 gold.
All right. And off to
Laying
next
around.
Let's see. Mineral spots, 5 regenerative crystals, and that's.
The regenerated crystals are what you use to make the revival accessory.
Maybe in the Forbidden Zone. Getting there now.
No, you're not. You gotta get to the Forbidden Zone. Cutscene.
Yay, more cutscenes, more skits.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa,
Oh, that's easy.
I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alvin.
I love his sword he's got.
Very noble, very long. Lights on. Lights off. Tap on, tap off. I'm sorry, I almost ran you over, Zoe.
Yes!
Access to
It
the
opened!
Forbidden Zone.
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
Well, this is the really cool part of the game.
What the?
Time for flashback.
Yep. Lots of flashbacks are happening.
Oh, it's a young
Alphen.
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for. Let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
Got it memorized.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. we couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
You're not
Maybe
like the other
they're not
girls.
like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
Ooh.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
The
Yup.
person Alvin was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alvin was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
Yup.
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegis. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw?
Possible.
But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a
looked into a mirror?
resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Oh god, Shion.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
Oh, lovely. Boss fight time.
Oh yeah, time for a boss fight.
It's been a while. Might as well.
Yep. The Forbidden Zone. At least they let you heal before they send you in a boss fight.
Right? It's that coming with all these items, like lack of items from all the strong ass monsters.
Oh, stretch. Uh-oh.
What? Oh, her? How the hell is she getting there?
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
Yep.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
Master Core.
Excuse
Dark
me?
Master Core?
Mm-hmm. You're gonna open up a portal.
Well, you look nice. Like a fucking death claw.
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when...
We can talk later. Here it comes!
Enough
Hit its
talking, let's
face.
fight.
What? I've never known...
I like the
gonna do
name of it. It's
something.
called the Tormented
It's
Land.
gonna do something!
Goes like that before?
How about with a stone that looks suspiciously like a master core?
What the? Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handle the Zugals, then we get some answers. Aim for the weak spot. Everlasting shot.
I can carve through armor!
Here, let me go. Air thrust! Blah, 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 air thrust!
Blah, 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 magic.
Glacial spear.
Oh, man. God, you bastard. Don't just sit there and take a fucking hit.
Resuscitation!
Sit there and take a hit. Someone's gonna do it. It's gonna be Kira. Sorry.
Recover! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Into the shadows! Shield and break!
Take this!
A chain between heaven and earth! Hurricane! A wailing!
I'll stop it charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Appreciate the help.
Dance in the wind!
Negative
Air
gauge!
thrust!
What the fuck is that?
Dance in the wind! Myself together. Air thrust!
I can carve through armor!
I'll bring you
Well,
back from
Kisara can't take a hit either.
The flames will roar!
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Radiant, the flames will roar! Burning, dance in the wind!
Not fair!
Air thrust! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Burning, dance in the wind! Air thrust! Here's evil! Magic is Sam! Air thrust! Take that! Focus your attack! One last one! Flame of fury! Burning, dance in the wind! Air thrust! The flame magic is Sam! Burning, strike! Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
This one's all mine!
Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning, strike! You get the gist.
Feel my weary
Air
companion.
thrust!
Their arts were interrupted.
Being interrupted.
Air thrust! Fear. Here's evil. New lease on life.
You made me angry. That was a bad idea.
The flames will roar.
Down on the ground!
Dance in the wind.
His head's back.
Right! Force of regeneration! Regenerate! Take this! Allow me to help.
Flaming meteor.
Now you see what I can do! Not today!
Dance in the shadows. Air thrust. Dance in the wind. Air thrust. Blah blah blah. Burning strike. Raging cascade. Friend. Here, let me help. This one's mine. Need to pull myself together. Dance in the wind! Annihilate! Air thrust! Here's a healing art! The Valkyrie Chain! Burning strike! Raging cascade!
Resonate with the earth!
Attack time! Burning strike! You get the gist! Air thrust!
Make it rain!
Here's evil!
Shion,
Go for it!
prepare to crumble.
Will this help? Raging cascade!
Regenerate!
Friend!
I'll smash you! Not today!
The blah blah blah! Burning strike! Dance in the wind!
Berserk.
Air thrust!
Oh no.
This one's mine.
In a bind?
You all!
This is some
Holding in
punishment.
for the save.
Healing circle! Hold on! I'll bring you back from death a bit!
Appreciate the help.
Resuscitation!
No rest for the wicked. Shine!
No rest for the wicked.
Regenerate!
I'm teleporting. Crazy.
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! I won't give up!
That's bad. Stop. Oh, fuck. He's becoming a little more aggressive. Just a little.
Hurry!
Begin!
Try to get away with it.
Force of regeneration! Through armor! Regenerate! Don't suffer, resonate with the earth!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Blah, blah, blah! Here goes! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! You get the gist! Healing thrust! You get the gist! No getting up, please! Into the shadows!
Take this!
Blah, blah, blah! Burning strike! You get the gist! Air thrust! Burning strike!
Heal my weary
Dance
companion!
in the wind! Air thrust! The flames will roar!
I couldn't make it in time to be my friend! Radiant light! Force regeneration! Regenerate!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! The flame magic is there! Burning! Raging cascade!
The enemy's on the run.
We've got him where we want him.
It's time to end.
It's time to
Dude
end
hits
it.
hard.
Yeah, he does.
This battle.
The flames will roar! Burning strike! Close one! Gotcha! Healing circle!
I'm grateful.
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Switch off! The flames will roar! Annihilate! Burning strike! Raging cascade! Burning! Dance in the wind! Close one! Gotcha! Hurricane strike! Blah, blah, blah! That burning strike!
Good lord.
I make you wrong! Better! Healing circle!
I'm sorry.
Now you've gone and ticked me off.
Thanks so much!
Oh no, you pissed off mommy.
Here, let me help.
Hurt.
Close one! Gotcha! First aid! Better!
Ah, he got me.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss. Resuscitation! I still got some fight left in me.
Negative gate!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Healing circle! Close one! Got glacial fire! Dance in the wind! Air ready!
I'll face you! Not today! Tornado drive!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! The magic is there! Burning strike! Raging cascade! Where are you going?
Can't get out of this!
Blah blah! By the power!
Ah.
Sorry.
This one's mine.
I'm ready!
Here's evil!
Command
The end.
of heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Alright. But that, thank you. Alright, now we can pause it. We have ads starting, so it's like, it won't let me pause it.
Now it's just her! Faria, can you hear me? Faria!
She's preparing another summoning!
Oh god, not
The
another
she's
one.
casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more. Dohalim!
Well, that's one way of getting rid of that.
Gut shot her.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't do that at the start?
Yeah, I know, right?
Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case...
I'll take her off your hands.
You?
Oh my god.
Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit.
You're wearing glasses. I don't
Faria.
trust you, dude.
Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're
I've
up to.
played too many
whatever it
Trails
is,
games.
I hope it
People
all
with
works out.
glasses.
Joker
Thank
wore
you.
glasses, didn't
Huh?
he? Joker.
Oh well, I'm talking about Trails games. A lot of people in Trails games wear glasses. And a lot of them are sus.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones, if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almadria. As for Tarnigan, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already past, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim, not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself, and for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shion.
Huh?
Thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well. I'm most grateful.
Oh, shucks. We're on the same team, right? Let's move on.
Big door. That's red. It tells me something's gonna be in there. Probably not, because that's something. Alright, that way. I got a skit to watch.
Do you think Faria was really being controlled by someone?
Certainly seemed that way. The question is, who? The Red Woman?
The same person who's behind all of this, I'll bet. Whoever that is.
Brainwashed or otherwise, the feelings of resentment she holds towards me are real.
Someone used her because they knew we'd hold back. If that's not playing dirty, I don't know what is.
It does tell us one thing at least. Someone here in Lenegis is watching us. Someone who means us harm.
There's no question. That attack was meant for us alone.
By someone capable of getting inside a person and manipulating them like a weapon. We need to find whoever it is, fast.
All right. Oh, more cutscenes. I love the voice acting in this game. They do so well with it.
Mm-hmm.
What is it, Rinwell? Do you hear something again?
Yeah. It's that voice.
The will of Dana's astral energy.
It's snowing.
Nope, more past.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
So Offen's probably not the one that failed. It was her. I had a feeling that's how it was. Okay, that was creepy.
Mm-hmm. That's when he goes to work.
Oh shit, he had thorns too. Or maybe he absorbed it.
He absorbed her thorns?
That linked to him because he was more powerful? I don't know. But if he absorbed it, how did she get it?
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it.
You just described
the end of time.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were,
So, everything we just saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to us. At least I know they weren't mine.
That power flowing into her. It reminds me of Shion's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
It's the same energy your thorns are made of. It must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience. If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dana.
But the will of Dana is made up of astral energy too, right? And if that's what's been showing us these visions... I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dana's will would never want oblivion.
But you can't say that for sure.
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Yes, Mom.
Exactly.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dana's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Shion's right. All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on, let's go.
Finally, we begin to understand what the thorns are.
Yes, and their source. A ceremony that occurred 3 centuries ago.
But we still don't know how to get rid of them. I just hope we can find a way.
That vision we saw. It was as if it was meant specifically for us.
What do you make of it? Do you still think the will of Dana might be involved somehow?
Maybe it's trying to tell us something. But what?
Well, it could be supernatural. You know, like seeing dead people, messages from beyond the grave, ghost-type stuff.
That's your grand theory? That we're being haunted? Come on, Law.
She's hoping.
Wait, he might be closer to the mark than you think. What if a person's thoughts and deeds were to somehow become indelibly etched into the ether of a place? And what if those with a connection could then somehow pick up on them?
You think that's what it was? Some kind of message someone left here for us?
I am merely entertaining the possibility. Whether it was Dana's will, or somehow connected to the Sovereign and Maiden's powers, I do not know.
Okay, back up a sec. You're saying that if a place is full of enough astral energy, it can somehow show us events that happened centuries ago?
Yep.
More to the point, how does that much astral energy gather in one place anyway? Seems unlikely it happened naturally.
Whatever it was, it survived here intact for 300 years. Whoever left it for us, the strength of their intent is beyond doubt.
The strength of their intent.
See. Alright, off to the next area. What? I got to move.
Soon, we might very well learn the truth behind Shion's thorns, as well as my own past. I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens.
Well, only way is forward.
Yep.
I'm determined to save Shion and Dana. Nothing I learn can change that.
And now let's try back. Ah!
Funny. Har, 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 har. Yeah, you're getting a lot of backstory in this part.
Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that
Fun.
room
I
over there.
remember this room.
I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out.
This whole room is where I was at. Can I do it?
Yeah, you can go. I think you can go to the other rooms.
Yeah, it's alright, we'll get there. More cutscenes.
This looks like some kind of research facility.
Plants that have been alive.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
Consoles and displays that are active for 300 years.
Yeah.
For the people of Lenegis, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How do they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
Did no one ever talk about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, Sovereigns and Forbidden Zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place, at one with the Sovereign's authority, grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose, and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes for so long.
So full of cutscenes. I'm okay with that, though.
This area does have a lot of cutscenes, but it has a lot of story.
Morbid.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
I want to screen that just like that.
Yeah, right?
I think I can make this work.
Body counts.
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Danan astral energy so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure taking the form of a Danan. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign!
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the Master Cores. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names, with the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
Oh boy.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait, I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
Bro.
You should know this by now, just from the sake of how everything's going.
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron? Oh.
Volron?
Volron.
But that
300
means...
years old?
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
Mm-hmm.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Upon victory, the Sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new Sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 Sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the Sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a Sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results.
Damn.
There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.
So this is where Alphen became the Sovereign, and Volron as well. The significance of this location would suggest...
Hey, it looks like the terminals in here turned on too.
We should look through them. They might contain valuable information.
We gotta watch the skip first.
Only 2 Sovereigns in over 300 years. So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken, that's all. I knew what I was already, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything. But it's strange. I've got all this rage inside of me, but I don't even know who it's for. I'm scared that I'll put a face to it, just to have someone to blame.
If that were to happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it, before you ever got that far. Wouldn't we, everyone?
Yeah. We wouldn't just sit by and watch you spiral out of control.
That's right. No good can come from being consumed by hatred.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us to guide you back. To remind you where home is.
And I would be happy to lend an attentive ear, should you ever have need.
Thank you, everyone. I think I'll be okay now.
Alright. what we got?
Yeah, I think you can go look at all the terminals now.
Hectic terminal. Alright, I'll do one more set of ads and then we'll do the last of the night.
Yeah, there's more terminals. There's more terminals you can explore. It gives you info.
Read these while we wait for the ads to be done with.
Yeah.
Alright, with that, ads are done. That should be the last of the night. Let's see. I'm not liking to follow orders? Who would have seen that coming? So he came 300 years later. So I thought he was like 300 years old.
You learn a lot in this area. There's a lot of story.
Past the research did that. After that, the connection between Alpha and Voron watched the scopes of our lives. Did that in the consoles. North. All right.
Got a grape gel.
I need them. Yay, life bottles.
Here we go. More little flashback. Jeez, man. Such good shit in this part.
Oh, the mask.
Yeah.
Naori, I...
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Rena never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
You've had him asleep for 300 years.
Time to go, Elfin.
I don't think she meant
Farewell.
for that.
I hope not.
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%?
Wow.
Damn.
And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But... If I don't head back, Lenegis will be nothing but ashes. And this starship along with it.
10% chance.
Wow.
I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Elfin.
Hi, kitty.
But if
You back for more?
doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try. I hope it's enough.
Oh, God. Come here. Sit down.
Please, live for me, Elfin.
Dada.
That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Elfin escape Lenegis.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with Lenegis crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight. Naori was the one who put that mask on me, and made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart.
He was the man in the iron mask.
She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
Good movie, though.
Good. It was, actually. Didn't Leonardo DiCaprio played in that?
Yeah, he played the two. He played the twin brothers. He played the one with the mask on, the one with the scarf. It was weird watching that movie and seeing them together. I was like, what?
Split screen.
Yeah.
Alright.
You having a good time there, baby? Sleeping? Uh-oh, they're giving you good shit. That's a sign something's about to happen.
That's good.
They start giving you heavy treats and life bottles. It's like,
I'm gonna
Well, there's
die.
no healing point, though. I mean,
There will be, I'm sure. Our boss shows up. Oh, this zone.
This place. We've seen this in one of Naori's
Oh.
memories.
Of course.
Is this when I think this happens? Yes.
After 300 years, this is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony. This is where the Renis Alma was.
Uh-oh.
So this is the place where you and Naori...
The Renis Alma isn't here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
I know it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
Cat, either sit down or move. Do whatever.
Activate shit. Another memory?
Oh, that's activate.
Oh.
Naori.
What is this? Is it the work of Dana's will again?
So bright.
It's been a year since the ceremony. That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory? No, it's different this time. It's like she's speaking directly to us.
She is.
What we did back then. Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us. All in the name of a ceremony. The purpose of which we were never even told. As Sovereign, they linked Alphen's consciousness to Lenegis itself. The Renis Alma was intended to control his power, lest anything should slip through its cracks. That day, as Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then, everything that's been happening...
But that power showed me a vision. A vision of oblivion. When I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash, I couldn't go through with it. But without a maiden, the ceremony was doomed. Alphen lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own. I did what I could. Using my abilities as the maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me. But it was too late. Lenegis had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me.
Wow.
Because of what I had done. With the destructive force now slumbering inside of me, I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how. Especially since that power was astral energy itself. In which case, ironically enough, the Renis Alma seemed to be my best bet. That, at least, would hold the astral energy dormant. Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first. With the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Renis Alma instead.
It's been deep. Like, lots of lore. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be. The Renis Alma was lost, and Alphen, the Sovereign, was in a starship bound for Dana. My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden, to buy the world what little time I could. The time needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted, and for a new Sovereign to appear. Even if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse on to my descendants as well. Please, Forgive me. I never meant to burden the future world with this threat too. I only wish that there was something more I could have done.
Wait, you can't just...
She did.
Yep, she did.
So freaking bright.
Naori.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori? Or was it the Danon voice speaking through her?
Uh-oh. Oh, snap.
Oh. Look at the outfits.
Oh, you wanted the outfit, now you got it.
These are the clothes that Naori and I wore during the
Cut her hair,
ceremony
too.
3 centuries ago.
So you're saying this is the maiden's outfit?
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with the Sovereign and Maiden's abilities. They focus and enhance them.
And they appeared now because...
Naori must have left them here for the new Sovereign and Maiden, knowing the day would come when they would need them in their fight against the Thorns.
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time. If they're here, it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
Locating the Renis Alma would allow us to neutralize the dark astral energy inside Shion, thereby silencing her thorns. Is that what Naori's suggesting?
It makes sense. After all, Master Cores and Spirit Vessels are both able to prevent the astral energy inside them from developing sentience. By that logic, it would stand to reason that the Renis Alma would have the same ability on a larger scale.
We have a Maiden and Sovereign.
Right.
Now all we need is the Renis Alma, and we'll finally be able to free you of your thorns. Shion.
I loved your grandmother.
It's possible?
I love
You really think so?
I
Cat,
do.
what are you doing
We
over
can
there?
rid you of your thorns and stop the world from falling to oblivion.
However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once. Even if our goal is different this time,
It's humorous.
we can't be sure the same thing won't happen again. We should take care not to be too optimistic.
You're right. It's the barest sliver of a chance. But if there's even the slightest hope it can work, I'm willing to stake everything I've got on it.
Yeah, this game's been absolutely amazing.
I know it's too early to let myself feel relieved, but I just can't seem to help it. Just hearing there's the slightest chance, even though I know the world's still in great peril. It's selfish of me, I know, but still.
No, it isn't. You found
like the
hope
outfit,
to
too.
believe in. It'd be strange if you
Oh,
weren't
yeah,
over the
Alpha's
moon
outfit,
about it.
really, I like
Grinwell's
Alpha's
right.
outfit.
We can rid
It's
you
cool.
of your curse and still save the world at the same time.
Cat.
Thank you. Naori entrusted us with the fate of all humanity.
Oh, I'll be
Now,
using the Alphen's
It's
outfit
up
for
to
sure.
us to
Probably save
prove
one
that
for her.
trust was well placed.
Starting with a little game called Hunt the Renis Alma.
Yeah, we've come all this way. Now we just need to search Lenegis and Rena until we find it.
Yeah, we can protect the world and save Shion at the same time.
I too
they're
shall lend my
optimistic.
services. My knowledge of Renan lore is bound to be a useful asset.
And they say modesty is dead.
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
How do you know it's me they're following? We're all in this together, Shion. You included.
I thought about it.
Now let's get moving, shall we? Last I heard, we had an apocalypse to stop.
But I figure since the game put him in the armor, I just go with it for lore-wise.
Thank you, Naori. So Naori sealed away the power that made me lose control of myself. She stopped my rampage and saved my life. But then,
Of this?
that power she'd sealed away was passed down to you. I'm so sorry, Shion. It's my fault that you're cursed.
You're wrong. What happened to you was because of the ceremony, and Naori's attempt to stop Oblivion. You paid a heavy price for it, and then fell asleep for 300 years. The reason you lost your memories
is the reason for your curse.
The thorns.
The
It all
thorns.
leads back to them. But once they're gone, we can finally put an end to all this.
When my thorns are gone, I never dared to dream that such a thing could be possible. No.
Like a wedding dress.
The truth is, I think maybe I've always been dreaming about a life without my thorns. The touch of my family, or playing with my friends, holding hands with Rinwell, or giving Law a deserved smack, embracing everyone. All the normal things
You can still give him a
that
deserved
people do
smack.
together.
Just has a little
I
extra
always
impact.
wished I could experience them for myself and finally know what they were like. Is it really okay for me to believe it can happen? I'm so scared of getting my hopes up. What if it doesn't work out in the end, and...
That's not going to happen. I'm here to make sure it won't. Forget fate or destiny or anything else. We're going to live a normal life. There are a lot of things you still want to do, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's such a strange feeling. I know that we've still got plenty of fighting up ahead, and it's for my sake, so I can live.
You're worth fighting for.
I believe you, Alphen.
Oh god, just kiss already.
Good.
All right.
I'll keep on fighting.
I do.
For as long as it takes.
Done.
Until our future is finally in our hands.
Wedding vows. Last maiden. Alright. Whales. Wow. Might as well.
That also cost like 80 CP.
Yeah.
But it's so good.
Alright. Oh, I should skip this.
More skit, yay.
Put it on him. Good.
God, it looks so
I'm
cool.
gonna put all of it on him. Alright, I'm cool with that. With that pink weapon.
Well, I
Got a
mean, you can
rose on
upgrade
it
our
and
weapon
everything.
later.
Yeah.
Sounds like this Naori chick had quite the big heart.
Her position demanded nothing less. From the sound of things, she didn't focus on differences, least of all those between Renans and Danans.
Yeah. It was Naori who first showed me that such a thing was even possible. And then she saved my life by sending me back home to Dana.
Not only that, but she willingly stayed behind on Lenegis for the sake of her people. It sounds like she was quite the hero, all right. A truly caring person.
It's as if walls meant nothing to her. The ones separating the Renans from the Danans, or herself from others. She had no need for them.
Which basically meant that she never had anything to break down in the first place, huh? Yeah. I think you may be right about that.
You inherited that legacy. Her wish for the world.
Don't I know it?
She's kind of like a lodestar guiding our way, showing us what we can aspire to.
Alright.
Yeah. Let's do it. You good?
Alright.
Cat, will you get down?
Kitty, kitty, kitty.
There you go. You gonna lay down or you just gonna stand there?
So much.
That's quite some door, all right.
I love it.
This might finally be it. The heart of the beast.
Oh, goody.
We'll find the Renis Alma and the Red Woman inside, right?
Probably.
After everything we've been through to get here, they damn well better be.
Cat,
We'll
will you
probably
sit
be needing
still?
you to open this one for us, Sovereign.
Go for it, Alphen.
Come on,
Cat, stop.
Stormtrooper.
Get off the table.
His gloves, his armor, his arms and gloves just remind me of Stormtroopers.
Table is the go. Come here. Get off the table. Thank you.
This is it, guys.
Table.
Time to see what secrets are in store.
Oh boy, here we go.
More cutscenes. Oh, no more cutscenes. Oh, look,
No,
a healing
you have-
point.
no.
And we're definitely
No, you
calling it
got
here.
no, you got a boss fight.
Yeah. Alright, so we gotta watch
You're
this
gonna
skit.
skit.
We're a long way from
We'll
the
save it and
residential
call it
quarters
there,
now.
because that's just
It
how
looks
how it's
completely
gonna have to work
different.
tonight.
Yeah, you're right.
Probably
Actually,
a good
this place-
idea.
It reminds me more of being back inside the wedge.
Except the Danon astral energy feels even stronger here.
In a portion of the city reserved purely for the Renin Sovereign.
Maybe he just has strange tastes?
Cat.
This place looks like it has been here for quite some time now. If its design were a matter of personal preference, we would be talking from centuries ago. Or perhaps even further back. Still, this isn't the sort of decadence of taste spoken of in artistic circles. So what is it then?
Hold up, decadence? Artistic circles?
When a preference is indulged to its extreme, it descends into
You need
kitsch,
to quit. We're gonna go to
eccentricity
bed
for the
soon,
sake of
Cat.
it. I'd be happy to illuminate you further.
That depends. Does it involve you buying me lunch?
The void that art fills isn't the stomach, it's the soul.
In that case, I'll let you know the next time my soul starts to rumble.
Now all we need is something to fill
Get
up the
that
void
pet.
inside your head.
Shut up!
That's funny. Alright, we are giving that a save. We're going to call that one there, and we will pick this up Monday, finishing off this chapter and going into the last one. It's actually kind
Well,
of a
before
short
you get
game.
into the last part of the last part of the game, you'll have to probably leave and go back down to the other stand and do a bunch of quests.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Alright, though, but that was good timing. Guys, SJ, Cyber, Klavitz, DJ, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I'll be back Monday with more Arise as we finish off and fight the Red Woman, because that's who it says I'm fighting. And all the other stuff. So,
Have fun.
later. Good night, guys.
Later,
Thanks
guys.
for hanging out.